Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Fargo Season 3, Episode 6. It's called The Lord of No Mercy. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. Another spoiler for you, it's bloody warm today. We're kind of at the summer weather now, and I'm miserable.
Yeah. I mean,
I,
look at me, pale ginger. I
I,
hid inside all day.
I basically was watching Fargo and was like, Snow, snow, I can almost touch you. Snow. Oh.
I know. It's kind of cruel, isn't it?
It's upsetting. But no, this was a solid episode. It was a very focused episode. Everything was kind of about one thing, more or less. There was a little bit of dealing with the IRS at the start, but otherwise it was kind of focused. It did some surprising things. Now, as much as we expected Ray to go down, I don't think either of us expected it to be this early.
No, if you'd have asked me when, I'd have said the earliest would have been episode 8,
Yeah, but probably 9.
but probably 9. Yeah,
Probably the end of 9, and then the last episode would have dealt with
yeah. I'd have said end of 9, maybe end of 8, but
yeah.
6.
Yeah, that was surprising, and it did come relatively out of nowhere. I mean, as much as I expected the scene to end in a kerfuffle of some kind.
Because it's Fargo, so yes.
Well, because obviously the whole episode you're on edge, and you think, you know Mimo's coming for them actually, but you're expecting it to happen, and you're more worried about Nikki than you are about Ray. And
Yeah,
it really
'cause she's the one that feels expendable
was not
by
such
comparison.
Expendables, sure, to hide under the hair. That's not what I was getting at though. I was getting she's the one who feels vulnerable because he leaves. He has the gun. We see him leave the scene because he's an idiot and forgot the money. And we see Mimo's there, and the camera goes over to him. He turns around as the music note hits. It's a perfect little moment of suspense. So she's the one who feels in danger. It does a good misdirect by making you constantly worry about her, that you're not actually that concerned about him.
Yeah.
And then he gets killed in an accident, a weird.
It Fargo's it.
Yeah, it's not a perceived threat. It's Emmett.
Yeah, and it is an accident.
It is. I mean, Vargas, is like, that was a happy convenience.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it saves me a job.
Yeah, and then they're going to try and make it look like Nikki did it because they're going to blame all the bruises and whatnot on him.
Yep.
So they've got a plan here, and obviously this, I think for us as an audience, I think because last week we were so like, oh, we hope they get revenge. We hope they. There's a dog outside, by the way. Just ignore it. But I think we were like ready for like revenge. Like we want them, but they're the heroes now. And the fact that he goes down before they even like, cause for a bit of the episode, like, oh, they're watching them. They're keeping track. They've seen Varga. They've seen these things happen. They're starting to build up a plan. Because Ray wants to go in guns blazing. And she's like, no. Let's survey. Let's see.
She's very measured, isn't she?
Yeah, she's been calculated, and you're like, yes, build up to some sort of comeback, and you want them to kind of succeed because they are definitely the villains. She even refers to them in this episode as the villains.
Yes.
So you're kind of hoping for that, and by having this happen, this just sudden tragedy, which leaves her feeling even more vulnerable, and also leaves her feeling like this lone wolf. Pardon the use of the word wolf because she's not the wolf in the story, but it does give her that kind of thing where I feel like now she is going to be even more determined. Like now it's not just that she got beat up. Now I mean we know it wasn't them specifically that killed Ray, but from her perspective, they're all guilty now.
Yeah. She has no idea.
Yeah. And she's quite smart. She was already putting the pieces together that Emmett's in trouble with these guys, maybe against his will.
Yeah.
But after this, because I think obviously a big part of this is that Emmett's even though this was an accident, because he called Varga, because he tried to have it covered up, because he's going through all these, he's going to go to the restaurant in the back like Varga says, so that people can't place his, time his entrance and so on and so on.
I enjoyed that because it's the same as what happened in season 1.
Yeah, I was with Thingy.
With Martin Freeman's character,
yeah.
after he killed her in the insurance shop, he goes over to the restaurant, goes in the back, and washes his hands.
Yeah. So he's officially guilty of something. Like up until now, he was kind of being forced into everything, and even though he was maybe tempted the last couple of episodes, up until now, he's not been a villainous character. He has been a not quite as a doofus as Ray has been, admittedly. Because that's the other thing, though, in this episode. Everything that happens to Ray is Ray's fault. He forgets the money. He has to go back to the apartment. He then lets his pride get in the way. He can't just accept the stamp, and it turns it into the fight that it does. It's him that starts that.
And even more, like, directly, he takes out the glass out of his neck. If he'd left that in...
He could go to the hospital, yeah.
He could go to the hospital, exactly, because, you know, that's what you do. You leave it in.
Yeah, and Emmett even says, "Don't take it out." He's thinking.
He tries, yeah.
It's his own doing that sort of damns him, and that's why I say it's such a good misdirect, because throughout the episode you're worried about Nikki. You see her in pain. You see her in the bath of ice, and she's hurt. Yeah. She's limping. She can barely walk. So you're worried about her, and that scene actually, obviously, Mimo gets called back, obviously because we've got a new opportunity because Ray's down, but you think he might still be in that motel room. Very suspenseful as Nikki goes in.
Yeah, you're just not sure, are you?
You're not sure, and she sees the doors open, and she's suspicious, and she creeps in. She tries to get the coat hanger.
Yeah, I'm not sure what good that's going to do.
One bit, if you get it in the eye, maybe you got one good shot.
Sure.
Because after that, he's going to tackle it out of you. But if you can get in the one good jab in the eye,
I mean, sure, but then he just pulls out a gun, and if you're close enough that she can get in the eye, he's close enough that he's not going to miss with a gun.
Oh, sure, but the idea is that once you've got him in the eye, you can kick him and hit him in the balls, and it disorients him for enough time to do other damage,
or run,
yeah. See where my mind goes. I'm like, no, incapacitate him, put him in a wheelchair.
Aye, that's very friendly.
Break his leg. He's there to assassinate her. How friendly do you want her to be?
I don't know. Just, there's limits.
Okay. But most of the episode was focused on this. All a good suspenseful scene was when Gloria and Lopez, I was getting the other cop's name, they come by Ray's house, and you're not sure if it's going to be Mimo, because Mimo's already been sent on the hunt at this point.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you see them look out the window.
Yeah. And you think, oh wait, and Yuri's been sent away off on another mission, and we'll get to why he's been sent away in a minute. But you like for a second you're like, oh, is it them? And I kind of guessed it was the police because there was two of them, and because of the way they were kind of chapping another door and so on. You got it before you seen who it was, but that's actually what prompts them to want to leave. But that probably, we're sort of working our way back here, but that takes us back nicely to the scene where they go to the business, to go to the Stussy. What's the name of the company? Stussy Incorporated? Just Stussy Lots?
Stussy Lots, yeah.
Stussy Lots. And they come in and they go to talk to Emmett. And by the way, starts with, like, if you were eating your dinner during this scene of Varga picking his teeth, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, with that metal pick.
It was the sound. I mean, sure, the close-up doesn't help, but it's the sound of it.
Yeah.
You can almost
this whole idea, though, isn't it, that he doesn't want to appear like he could have normal teeth. He wants to appear like he's weak.
You can almost just see the sound mixer, like, in the booth, just sort of giggling and going, oh, this is disgusting. Give me more scraping.
Yeah, pretty much.
Putting up all these volumes. Nah, 11. Goes to 11. That's what he's doing. But yeah, the way he intersects himself into the scene, like he sees this is happening, and he comes in, he's like, oh, I'm his associate. I'm Emmett's associate. Oh, what's your name? Oh, I never did quite say that, did I? And he just keeps going.
Yeah, it's like, you don't need to know that.
What worked really well from this scene is not only does he intersect himself to try and figure out what the hell they're there for, and this is where they learn about the whole, Sai and Ray and all these connections, and even the murder. Like, because up until this point, Emmett and Varga, they never heard of this murder of this other Stussy guy.
Emmett was like, oh, you read it in the paper, but it wasn't anything of note to him. Yeah,
it was just, oh, he's got the same name as me. Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's
probably the only reason he remembers it.
Yeah. So, but no, what I liked about this scene is, because obviously we've been talking about how they're kind of natural enemies because how he uses technology and she doesn't. And obviously we see this come into full effect in the following scene when he tries to look her up. He looks her up on Facebook, can't find her. Googles her, can't find her. Although I want to criticise, there would be results of some kind. You wouldn't just get those zero results on the internet with the name. So
not even in 2010.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I get that it's just easier to show that you can't find her by saying 0 search results. But this is the same sin that the Bye Bye Man committed, right? And when you commit the same sin as the Bye Bye Man, I have to point it out.
Yeah, it's inexcusable regardless of the quality of everything else around it.
Yeah, because obviously it's a very good show. It's a very good episode. But that
Yeah,
one thing,
I just want it to be clear
yeah.
that you're not putting this on the level of the Bye Bye Man.
Oh, I'm not. No. Bye Bye Man. A character searches the Bye Bye Man, and it says there's 0 results on the internet. The words bye bye and man don't get any results on the internet. No. It's especially worse when I can just check it. I can literally just check. I can type in her name into Google and it'll give me it'll probably give me the Fargo, admittedly, but like I could scroll down and it'll give me non-Fargo things.
Yeah. They could have put in just bullshit links in there to, Gloria something, because Google, unless you specify it has to have Gloria and whatever her surname is, because you can do that and it has to have both. The way he's done it, if it's just got Gloria in, it'll show up.
Yeah. Again, going back to the scene with her though, I loved how he just kept she goes to hand Emmett the card and he swoops in and grabs it.
Yeah.
The way he tries to play word games with her, where he says allegedly, and she's like, allegedly? He's like, hey, this is your story. I'm just trying to get some clarification. He keeps almost
it was amusing because the thing he said was alleged was his brother.
Yeah.
His alleged brother. That's the part of this story he's questioning at such a base level.
Yeah. So it was very amusing, but it was also very much of you can see Gloria's the gears are ticking in there. She's watching this guy intently.
It's also the first time I think where she's gone, no, actually it's Chief, and then hasn't corrected herself with the whole. Well, actually,
you're right. Really you're right. Yeah, she's making a point. She's like, no.
I'm sticking with it here.
Because this guy's disrespecting her basically, and this is like, no.
Yeah.
I am making my authority clear.
Yeah, even though she knows, in her head, she's probably going, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's a nice catch. Because obviously at the end of the episode, you think Varga and Mimo with Emmett are going to clear all this up. They're going to cover this murder up. They're going to pin it on Nikki, and it's just them. We cut to Gloria right at the end of the episode, and she's like, screw it, and she does a U-turn. She's like, I'm going back to his house. I want to try.
Yeah, and then the question is, do they get out in time?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't bother me if they do, but I imagine that there at least has to be a tense scene at the start of the next episode where we don't know for sure. Until
yes, I mean, I assume they will get out in time because there's still 4 episodes.
She has to catch something. She's going to find something.
Yeah, they get wind of the siren or something, and they go, right, we've got to get out of here quick, and something's not finished.
She'll find something that'll maybe help piece it together. But no, this is... Actually, the other small thing I like in that scene is that at one point Lopez was about to say something. Well, we think this is the case because... And she stops her. She's like, no.
Don't give him information.
Yeah, let him give his version of this and we'll see if it lines up with what we think.
It kind of plays into Varga's whole thing. Obviously, he uses technology, but his whole thing is information is what he needs. That's his power. And it's like she's aware of that. On not just on the idea that she can't be found technologically. She's not even giving him information anyway, if she can help it.
Yeah, but because she realises this guy's fishing for it. He's trying to turn the questioning round on her.
Yeah. And
she's smart enough to know that's what's happening, so she avoids it. Because even the way the scene ends, it's like... I almost want to criticise Varga for trying to stay invisible. I feel like he's antagonising her almost, the way he's like, oh, no, take me go. He's very antagonistic.
He's making himself memorable.
Exactly, and that might be much like Ray's own sort of ego gets him kind of killed later on because he has to pick that fight. I wonder if Varga's own ego is what maybe will lead to his downfall.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe the reason he tries so hard to be invisible is because he knows his personality is like this, and he's trying to actively suppress it.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was tense in several places. I thought it was kind of heartbreaking. I think after the last episode, you kind of care about these two characters now. So one of them going, it just feels like instead of giving us a comeback, it felt like it just paled on the tragedy more.
Yeah.
But I'm now more convinced than ever. I don't know if she'll succeed. It might still end in demise for Nikki, but she's going to come swinging. in some way.
Definitely. You're just not sure quite how. You don't know what a plan is, but she'll think of one.
Yeah. I mean, Will she contact Sai? Because Sai's still not comfortable with all this. There's only one Sai scene in this whole episode, and it's when he's like, we're doing what now? Because Varga's like talking about the moon landing being fake and all that. And the whole point of these stories is basically that, oh yeah, behind the scenes other things were going on, but here's the front. And the whole point of the company is they're going to have this front where they're buying all this extra stuff and everything's successful and all the rest of it. And Sai's like just downright offended, like, no, moon landing happened. That's a lie.
Yeah. He gets really stuck on that, doesn't he?
Yeah. So that was good. And that was also the seeds as well for Emmett wanting to like bury the hatchet with Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've really talked about this episode backwards, haven't we?
We have. We have literally started at the end and worked our way back. But so much of it builds to the end that I feel like you start with a talking point and then you analyse back the way.
Yeah. It's just strange. We don't normally do this.
We don't, but with this one it seems to work for whatever reason.
I want to say, again, Ewan McGregor's acting is great, because obviously we're not going to see him do the two of them together anymore. But in that scene where they are together, I completely forgot that he was both of them for a minute. Like, I was just so absorbed in his different performances that there was a point where I was like, oh yeah, he's both of them. Just kind of... I thought it was, it's a sign that he's that good when I forget for a moment.
No. I thought this was another solid episode. I think it's really made me notice, though, just how, it took 5 episodes to get going. But now that it's going, it's like these last 2 episodes have been great. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, these sorts of events were kind of what started the previous seasons.
Yeah.
Whereas here, we've built to them instead. It's very different.
Yeah, and it isn't necessarily a worse approach, but it does make the first half, first 4 episodes of the season feel a bit slower by comparison. Yes. Whereas now it feels that everything's firing on all cylinders, and we're having these tense scenes. We're having that moment I spoke about with Mimo, where after Ray leaves and the camera goes to him and he turns his head as the music comes in. That feels like Fargo to me. It's that moment.
Yeah, definitely.
There was a lot of that in season 2, and it was exciting, and that's kind of so these last 2 episodes have felt like a big sort of step up in that sense. We mentioned the IRS scene briefly, but I suppose we should just go into it more. They have Mimo dress up in a suit and come in and pretend to be a lawyer and
copy his movements.
He sets out his desk exactly. We never mentioned last week, by the way, the IRS guy is from Legion. He's the interrogator guy from Legion. Which I did recognise. Admittedly, though, it took me a couple of seconds, though, because his haircut was so different.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the hair with the glasses. I'm like,
it's the glasses as well. People say it doesn't work for Clark Kent. I think that's where you would go with that.
That's where I was going with it, yeah. You seen the finger come up, you knew I was going to say that.
Yeah, I realised as I started saying it, I was like, yeah, that's where you were going. But
that's where I was going.
It does work on some level.
Yeah, some people. Anyone who says it doesn't, go look at a picture of Zooey Deschanel without her bangs and tell me that does not look like another woman. I dare you.
Yeah. No, I really liked how he mimicked him so exactly. Like, he wore glasses. The suit was very, very similar. He set out the book and he laid out the pens the exact same. Like, he was like, no, it's this intimidation by being the same. He's putting himself on the same level.
Yeah. I mean, no, he's not, because we've seen every other time we've seen him, he's been wearing these earphones and he's been in this sort of casual attire. This is the first time I've seen him dress smart, so it is purely an act. But no,
and he basically goes, hey, look, there's a rule here, says you've got to give us 30 days, piss off.
Yeah.
So he leaves.
That was the gist of it. Yeah. So yeah, it was a surprising episode. I did not see Ray dying when this episode started. I was not expecting that.
No, me either.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Obviously, once the glass smashed, I'm like, oh god, he's going to have glass stuck in his neck or something.
Yeah. But it was such a Fargo scene, wasn't it? This holiday where they're just pushing this frame at each other, but
it legitimately
goes too far.
But it legitimately wasn't until the smash where I'm like, oh shit, he's probably doomed.
Yeah.
Up until that point, the scene could have ended a million different ways, probably. But it wasn't until the glass smash that I was like, oh crap, okay.
I love that it focuses on it almost does this very subtle bit where it starts just at the top of his head. It doesn't move that much, the camera, but you notice the cut at the top, then the one on the nose, and then you go down to the neck, and you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, his neck's out of frame at first, and the camera just kind of.
It barely moves though. It's only a little bit that it goes down.
Yeah. It does move a bit though, because you don't see it at all in the frame.
Yeah.
And then it moves down a little bit, and you see it in the neck. Yeah, but it works really well though, because his eyes kind of follow the movement. It kind of starts on him, and he sort of looks down. Even though you can't see your own neck when you when you're not looking at a mirror, so it doesn't actually. But just the idea that his thought process is like, wait a minute.
Starts at the top and works down.
Yeah, so I can feel something in my neck.
Yeah.
So no, direction was on point. Music was on point. Tense, moved out and forward, and. Yeah, now I'm like, okay, Nikki needs revenge, Gloria needs to be on the hunt. Like, Gloria meeting Varga feels like another big step up in the season, where it's like, okay, now she's met the wolf.
Yeah,
and,
she's truly in the game now.
Yeah, whereas before it felt like she was dancing around doing, I mean, as interesting as it was, her going off to see what her, step-grandfather or whatever was doing in the 70s, it did feel kind of like a sidetrack kind of thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's probably going to pop up in an important way somehow.
Yeah.
But it did feel like a sidetrack.
Right now, it feels like, okay, that was just its own thing.
But now that she's in the game, as you put it.
Yeah. Also, just to continue the idea of, we were talking about the storytelling theme of the last handful of episodes. This opens pretty much with Varga telling the stories. And...
Yeah, 3 stories. Going back to the East and West stuff, he does, when he compares himself, or not himself, he compares Stussy to Hitler. He says, at the time, 1930, whatever, is like, there was 24 Hitlers in the German phone book. Are you suggesting that they're all responsible for the final solution? And he specifically mentions the final solution. It just, obviously it's not. Obviously it's pre-Cold War, but like,
it's in the same vein.
So no, the themes are coming back and still been in there. I also want to point out that at no point in this episode did we see Gloria's. I mean, we didn't see much of her. Admittedly, we only seen her in a few scenes, but we never seen the technology work against her in this episode. It was almost like the episode was saying, no, in this episode it's her strength against Varga.
Yeah, it's on her side here.
Yeah, so yeah. Although I say that, next episode she's probably going to be stuck at an automatic door until someone else walks past again. But
that's the thing. Is that going to be her downfall? Is that how Varga catches her? Because she's stuck at an automatic door. If it is, I'm not sure if I'll be happy or sad.
No,
I was right there.
Do you know how she's going to beat him? She's going to be sneaking into his. He's going to have like some sort of base later on, right? And he's going to be sneaking in, and he'll have it rigged with alarms, but the alarms won't go off.
Yeah. She'll just walk through.
she'll just walk through all the laser like alarm things, and she'll just get to him. And he'll be like, "This doesn't make sense. Why are you here?"
Yeah.
So there you go. That's Fargo episode 6. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff helps us out a lot. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailedfuzztv and see what bonuses you can get over there. But otherwise, guys, thank you very much for watching once again. Have you got any vanilla?